Season 3, Week 2, Neptune versus Voltage. I am Fralgatron, and I am once again joined when cut over himself, Mr. Sig9.
Yo! How is everybody?
Now, we know both these teams had lost in their first week, although there was something regarding Horseman v Voltage with, if you're not in the Discord, you don't really have to worry too much about that, but both teams on stream did lose in their first week game, but this is still only week 2, so anything can really happen.
Definitely, I mean, I think what happens at the higher tiers, I think when teams lose, they just gotta look at the loss and then see what they gotta do. Not look at that loss as a bad thing, but look at it as a learning platform to kind of spring themselves off and come into the next game with as much as they possibly can, trying to fight, and then hopefully versus the team they've just lost to in the finals.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you gotta try and go for better than what you did. So, in this match, I feel like that both teams are really looking for that redemption pull. So, they're going to be playing at very high tier stakes right now. And I'm hoping that we're going to see some pretty strong gameplay. And can we possibly see a map 5?
It's possible, but I don't know. I think it's early days yet. I think we should just see who looks like is the most dominant team, and then just go from there, really, because if it's looking pretty even, then we could probably make that assumption. But double barrier being played from Neptune, and I'll be Arisa Hog from Voltage. I have to get used to these names now. But now what's interesting is Sigma and Arisa still work, but with that Hog, the barriers are going to get dropped really, really quickly. Which means then that Eloif's going to have an angle in, and also the Hog hook combo, the pull hook combo is really, really strong. It's going to be interesting to see how both teams utilize those sort of strategies. But we can see sort of like an old meta comp coming out from Neptune.
I mean, that whole hook combo has always really been a pretty strong combination, even since like the very early seasons of the game. So, it's definitely going to be a major thing in utilizing this Roadhog, I think, is what's going to give Voltage the upper hand right now.
Definitely, especially with that flank hog on the right-hand side, putting a lot of pressure. Now be Eloif will kill the Weeabology. Okay, that's a long name. Now be Space Rover killing the MJ. Now be Space Rover another killing the Crit. This is looking like Voltage are going to win this. They come through onto Neptune. Eloif will kill onto Drazatix. Space Rover killing the Warrior White Wolf, and that'll be it, as Voltage do clean up them by taking out Nidoras.
And it looked like that Roadhog, I don't think this was necessarily the intention, but the Roadhog ended up taking away a lot of the attention from Voltage's Arisa, and especially Elo Earth. So I don't think that's what Defenji was going for. I think it was mainly going for that flank hook, but instead Neptune got too concerned with him, and that ended up just making so many openings.
Definitely, you could see how the whole team formed around that hog, and when the team got too close, they just collapsed onto them. And at that point, anyone on that point struggled to get kept alive. But that'll be Eloif killing the Crid right there. This is not looking good for Neptune. They have to fall back now as they just lose one. Eloif another killing Nidoras. Eloif showing why he's dominant right here. It's Kate Yabi. Let's kill the Weeabology, and Space Rock we're gonna kill the Drastix, and then Defenji will get a kill on the Warrior Wolf Girl, and then Shredder will clean up with a kill onto MJ.
Voltage definitely being a very strong combination here, especially since Elo Earth, it's going uncontested. This Widowmaker has having so much space right now and able to pick up these massive picks onto those supports. I mean, Nidoras was picked off almost immediately into that team fight. I think she was actually one of the 3rd picks. So, yeah, they need to start contesting this Widow, or else they're going to just get destroyed by it.
Defenji on the flank right now. Oh, hooked it out! However, we'll not be able to finish him. We'll be popping the ult, however, trying to stop him. The Winston will actually come out. Winston, Arisa, a little bit strange, especially with the Hog out there. It's not going to last very, very long, but they have to kill that Hog, remove him from the backline so they can even push the objective. They're just going to leave him That'll be the Brigitte ult popping as the fight breaks out. Moira popping an ult. It's looking like Neptune can pop all their ults to try and hold this against Voltage, but Voltage will start popping ults of their own. Elo will kill the crit. This isn't looking good, but Warrior Wolf will get a kill on the Category, and Elo will get a kill on the Doris as the High Noon does come out. It will not get anywhere as MG gets a kill on the Space Rocket now as the point breaks out on the point. Both Arisa's placing down their bungle. Weeblology get a kill to Elo. If that's huge, as Shadow gets a kill, will get killed on to Warrior Wolf Grid, and Drastics falls to Defenji as Weeblology. And this was looking like Neptune actually had a chance for a second with Voltage, answered back with all their ults popping as Neptune did. Now as one person sits on top of the drum like that with the Lucio and the Doris, will be trying his hardest to contest, but however will continue over Defenji, and that will be it. As Voltage cap the first point on Busan.
And this is majorly, especially what we've seen a lot last season, is you put Defenji onto this Roadhog, and he has such a massive presence that if you're not focusing on him, he's going to get the flank hooks, he's going to pop off on that damage, and make sure that picks are falling down. But if you focus too much on him, suddenly all of the rest of Voltage is going to be pushing straight onto you, and capitalizing on the fact that you are focusing on this Roadhog, and he still won't die!
Yep. I mean, you definitely just saw that instantly. They came out, and then even if they put a lot of focus onto the Hog, not all of them put focus onto the Hog. So stuff like the Orisa got extremely too much pressure on them on that objective, which ultimately just led to their defeat.
100%. Although it does look like Neptune is going for a dive composition, possibly to try and get around this Orisa shield.
It's not looking good though, as they do have a Hog that will prevent every single dive they possibly have. Elo will kill the Weeblology. That'll be an instant early pick in favor of Neptune. I mean, Voltage. That'll be another kill as MJ falls. It's not looking good right now as Neptune 2 plays down. That'll be a third player as Drastics goes down. That'll be Warrior Wolf Girl also going down. And it's not looking good for Neptune right now as pretty much half the team got dissected and slaughtered for Voltage to take the point.
And you can definitely see, especially in that fight that we saw, what Neptune was trying to do is they were trying to dive onto Elo Earth, get rid of that Widow, and make sure they don't have that range threat anymore. But what happened is Voltage immediately came in, the supports pulled back, especially Kingren on this Moira, pulled right into that Widow to keep her up and allow that damage to keep going as the tanks collapse in on the other side. So now you've got damage coming from both angles, and a nice pick from the Lucio though.
That'll be Neptune with 2 kills right there on to Voltage. It's looking like this might be a bit. Elo gets killed a Weeblology. However, 2 players behind, that'll be Nodoris with another kill. And you're going to kill into Elo Earth, one of the star players of Voltage. It's looking like it's going to be in Neptune's favor as more kills get taken out. Hog left all out alone in the backline. Just feeding the ult for Neptune as they do cap the point. Voltage on 37%, however.
Now the major thing though there was they took out the Orisa first. Now Voltage lost that shield, so the Reinhardt shield becomes that much more effective. They've won in the shield battle because a Brig is easily going to fall to a Reinhammer.
Definitely will be a huge EMP coming out! And that'll be the Hog ult as multiple ults come out from Voltage, and it's not like they're collapsing onto them as 4 players go down from Neptune as Voltage all class onto the point. There'll be another kill, so it's all 5, and that'll be it as a team wipe does come out.
Not much to say about that. Entire team gets EMP'd, and the rest of it just capitalizes. You can't really do too much against an EMP.
Yep, definitely. I mean, it was huge right from the get-go. Now, what's interesting is that the Reinhardt has to play into Brigitte, which, as we know, isn't exactly the most easiest thing for Reinhardt to exactly be doing, as he is getting hacked right there. That'll be a trade, making it even. That'll be Elo Earth will get rid of that trade, but Crit will also trade it off again, and that'll be Defenji with a flank, and that'll be it, as now Voltage are 1 player up. However, Neptune are all on the point, trying to hold his 70% right there, and that'll be Space Rock killing himself, Defenji with a double kill. Elo Earth will kill the Crit! 75% right now for Voltage is looking very much in their favour, winning that first map, and potentially going into this next point, even winning this map completely.
The Genji Axe Crit got Elo Earth down to 1 and got shot.
Huge. That'll be it as Drastics gets killed Defenji. This could be it as a huge grab comes out. Weeblology, we're gonna kill the KB, and Crit, we're gonna kill the King Green.
Just...
And it's, yep. Neptune will keep the point right there. Voltage on 99%, however, only one team fight to take the map.
Oh, that Graviton Surge, though. What that did, it caught 2 people. That's all you needed, because now you're up in the kill advantage. You've got a 4v6 situation. You are almost guaranteed to win in that fight. The only thing that really stopped that could have been the Sombra EMP, but she did not have it up at that time, so...
Yeah, definitely, that was a huge shatter coming out from Warrior Wolf Girl, but however, nothing to follow it up. So that will be it, as Voltage now get taken off one by one, and he's 63% left, as Quid's going to be all on his own trying to hold the point. But it's looking like Voltage might come back, as Neptune looked like they were about to hold that. But as we can see, Voltage are just the dominant team right here over Neptune. Neptune's right up, trying to come in, there'll be a huge EMP stopping 2 of the players and touching the point. Both players drop. Ball coming in to try and contest as long as he possibly can, but I will almost get knocked out by the Bergie, and albeit as Mori does pop her ult, try and hold it as long as she possibly can, albeit as she goes down. Genji trying to come in, however, like Genji with the contest, and I'll be Quid with a double kill! Space Rocket getting a kill with Quid, and I'll be Weird getting taken out by Space Rocket, a double kill for Space Rocket, and albeit as Voltage take the map.
Oh, and that double Deadeye, it made me think that Neptune could come back and retake that point, but there was just too many bodies on that point already that Axker was just immediately taken out. But the biggest thing there, though, was you see a strategy that you see a lot of people use in those last moments, and I call it the ult spam. You have so many ultimates, you're about to win, so just pop them all at once. It's going to be so hard for the enemy team to fight against that, and it can be risky at times, as we saw that it was possible that Neptune could have taken that back, but there were just too many bodies. The McCree did not get enough picks for that to really make any big difference.
Definitely. I think what was the biggest decider right there was Warrior Wolf Girl completely decimated, dropped pretty much all 6 players onto the floor with that huge shatter, but there was no follow-up, nothing to get the kills. So that shower was ultimately just wasted. Orisa got back up, everyone was fine. The fight carried on, and then they lost. Now, from what we can see so far, Neptune can only win team fights when they have ults up. And as well when Voltage don't have any ults. So what's happening right now is Neptune are going for a very death ball, kind of snowball comp where they just build up everything, throw every bit of resource at the objective, and then just hope it works. Now, it doesn't really work on that, on Control, as it is just a deathmatch. It's just a deathmatch, who can get the most kills, who can kill each other, get those team kills in, who can hold the point for the longest, right? But coming on to something like Blizzard World, where trying to get that first point, snowballing just straight in, might not be the best cost-efficient for time, but it could essentially blag them the win on capturing that first point and then pushing the payload as long as they're all on the point. Just keep snowballing.
Well, there's going to be a few swaps here from Neptune, it looks like. We got a few new people coming in, I believe. We've got Combat actually coming in for Drazidic. So this might change some things up. I mean, we saw Combat play last week against Seattle, and I think it was actually one of their better times was when Combat was in, because he provided such a good support play and was using that utility so effectively that it started becoming a little hard for Seattle to really make the damage onto Neptune to take them out. So,
especially with him, I think he was on Baptiste, if I can remember correctly. His MOs were perfectly timed. He had some great amp matrices, and overall he was just really just doing a lot of damage into the barriers and the players.
Absolutely, and I think I'm actually going to try something out, because BG, the captain of Voltage, recommended that I pick a color for one of those teams. Voltage is this one. So I will try this. Let's try making the starting enemy team the red team. I don't need to talk about this. This is for me to know. I'm gonna try this for future weeks, because we don't have any other teams that use this color. So, but I'm just waiting for the ready from both teams. Our next map is going to be Blizzard World. Now, we see a lot of double shield currently. I mean, it's dying, as you have informed me, that the meta has kind of shifted.
Yeah. Now
To
the only problem with like the comp that's meta at the minute, and that's Rhine D.Va, is that unless the enemy team is playing Rhine D.Va, as stupid as it sounds, Rhine D.Va is the strongest comp, but unless the other team are playing Rhine D.Va, you kind of get fucked by it, because the problem is that if they're running something like a Rhine Hog, a Rhine, or if they're running anything that has Hog, really, that D.Va gets absolutely screwed. So that's the only issue, and that's why you'll see a lot of teams now run stuff like Rhine Hog. It's either Rhine Hog or Rhine D.Va as the main comps, because what they're trying to do is try and wait and make that D.Va, get that D.Va picks right early off, because D.Va, even though isn't like exactly the greatest hero, but what we'd be surprised about is we got to remember that the reason why she works really well with Reinhardt is she can eat the other Rhine's fire strikes, which means no ult for their Reinhardt. She can also eat other damage coming into barriers, etc. Peel the backline, cover your Rhine if he wants to charge in. We also got to remember is if she bombs and their Rhine turns, that's a huge shatter potential. That's a huge bomb potential also. So they're the reasons why D.Va works so well with Reinhardt. And obviously that high mobility, if someone is annoying Reinhardt on that high ground, she can go straight up there, deal with them. And what's also great about her is that if you fly into someone and you use your rockets and you shoot at the same time, you do actually have the potential of one-hitting any 200 HP hero if all rockets land. So that's the reason why she's especially strong, and why at the minute she's climbing up the ranks, and she's definitely become a prominent figure, I'm sure, in the meta very, very soon.
definitely 100%. So now we have to look at Blizzard World is definitely a map that utilizes Widowmaker a lot. There's a lot of high ground perspectives, a lot of sight lines that you can use. So you can definitely say that Elo Earth is probably going to be on that Widowmaker once again, and we've seen what Elo can do if you're not focused on him. So is it possible that we may end up seeing that Rhine D.Va composition come out of here from MJ and Warrior Wolf from Neptune? Using that D.Va, they'll definitely be able to dive onto Elo pretty effectively, and then you still got the Reinhardt in the front. So I feel like it's a possible composition we may end up seeing out of Neptune.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, in Mecha Base on Busan just a second ago, we did see a dive come up from Neptune. So, who knows? We might potentially see on attack a dive composition come out to try and get that point. It'll be interesting to see. Now, what's interesting is Voltage. I'm guessing they're just ready for dive because they're playing Brigitte, which is actually a support who's currently rising slightly. Isn't 100% there, but I'm sure if she got tweaked a little bit, she could be one of the strongest supports around right now.
Well, she used to be.
Yeah, but the thing about Brigitte is that you can essentially bully their front line, and what other support does that? I mean, it's essentially the same reason why some teams run Winston Reinhardt into Reinhardt comps, because Reinhardt can't, like, if there's a load of damage coming at Reinhardt, he holds up his shield, and then he's not going to be able to block that Tesla cannon. It's the same thing with Brigitte. If there's a Rhine and a Brigitte fighting you and you're just a Rhine, prepare to get absolutely smacked, because that Rhine could just swing for days. That Brigitte could swing for days, no matter even if you have your shield up or not. And that's why Brigitte, in my personal opinion, is slowly but surely climbing to be one of the better supports out there. Especially now that what they're essentially doing is they're nerfing all the damage of all the healing of people. So every single healer's has happened to this. Mercy's happened to it. Moira's happened to it. Because essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying not to make the fights seem like ages, right? Like in Goat's comp, we saw it was whoever could sustain each other. They would very long brawl battles, right? Same thing happened when Orisa signal was out. You're just firing into barriers and then you're getting that slight bit of damage in. But now what they're trying to do is essentially make the fights happen a lot more quicker, so you can get a lot more fights in between rounds rather than it being very slow, very sluggish. It's going to be very speed in, slam them out, see who can get the kills first because of how they're how they're handling with damage at the minute. It is interesting to see, though. I think that Brigitte will definitely rise as well if she got tweaked a little bit by her healing, in a sense.
And it looks like there's actually some different swaps than I thought there was going to be. So MJ is actually going to be playing on the support role, and Draz actually will be moving over to the DPS. So some different things may come out of this, because now we see X-Crit and Warrior Wolf. So it may be possible that we will see that Rhine Diva composition come out of this. Although it's still hard to say, because I don't really... Not that, to my knowledge, we haven't really seen MJ play on support that much. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what he's able to do on that support role.
I mean, definitely going from tank to support is definitely a big thing. Like, you don't really see that happen. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. I mean, who knows? We might be completely shocked. He might be the best support we've ever seen. You know what I mean? But it's looking like, from his stats, he's a Lucio Ana player. A little bit of Baptiste. So maybe they're going for a Rhine Zarya or Rhine Diva speed composition with a Mei. Wall someone off, speed onto the targets, get them kills, come out. I don't know.
Or maybe even what you were saying earlier, possibly even the dive composition coming out once again.
Exactly. Especially if Crid would be playing something like Diva, and then we could see Warrior Wolf on the Winston.
Or possibly even a Hammond. I know Hammond isn't the one you normally think about when it comes to dive, but he is very effective with it.
No, I would actually say that slightly, if it's coordinated better, that Ball Diva is better than Winston Diva. Now, a lot of people, I know I might get a lot of hate for actually saying that, because the problem is that when Ball goes in, he's not going to be able to protect himself and stuff like that. But what you got to remember about Ball is that this man swings in, slams down, deals damage, and then gets out. Simple as that. It's rinse and repeat of that. Winston, he dives in, and then it's a 50-50 chance of, am I going to die or am I going to live here? When Hammond is just swing, slam, and then he can get out really quick because his grapple hook's only on a 5-second cooldown, which is nothing, especially when Winston's leap's like, I'm not sure what Winston's leap is actually on, but it's quite long, especially when you need it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, and both teams are ready to go, so let's get into map number 2, Blizzard World.
One of my hated maps. I hate this map.
You hate this map?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe that's a list we should do for our podcast.
Top 5 hated maps. Horizon Lunar Colony on everyone's
list. That's number 1.
Paris number 2.
Yep. And then it will differ from there.
I'm going to guarantee that Ilios will be on there as well.
I actually like Ilios.
A lot of people hate Ilios for some reason. I think it's because of how Well is. I think Well needs a little bit of rework.
I actually think it's fine. Okay. I think it's fine because I play Boopers.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Both teams picking a relatively similar comp. Hog, Orisa, which is interesting to see from both teams. But it makes sense. It does make sense.
Definitely makes a lot of sense. We actually see also the Widowmaker on both sides, so we might see a little bit of Widow v Widow. And Draz, he was playing on the Ana last time, and I've played with the guy a lot. He's a really good sniper. So they might be putting Draz onto this Widow mainly just to contest Elo and make sure that he's not able to pop off like he has been on the last map.
Yeah, definitely. It's just very interesting to me to see Orisa still prevalent, especially with that damage reduction and that snare reduction on her pull. It's just really weird to me to keep seeing her still.
I mean, it looks like, though, we see Voltage immediately pushing in here.
Yeah, I like this grouped up, but however the Hammond will come in, defend you on the Hammond right there, trying to split the team car. I'll be defend you if I kill the Warrior Wolf, that will be huge. The res actually just come out though, and I'll be Crib if I kill the Shader. And I'll be with a kill onto Drazix. That name's gonna go on my nose constantly. But it's looking like Neptune might be able to hold this out against Voltage. Voltage, however, looking like they have a prominent side on the left-hand side. And I'll be Genji going down from Neptune's side. Neptune right now just really trying to slave on the point. Space Rocket, though, getting 2 kills. That'll be MJ falling down. That'll be the Baptiste player of Neptune.
And
point right now, just trying to hold it out.
It was a big hook from the Hog, but he had no ammo in that gun.
Yeah, that's the big kicker with Hog. That'll be a nice Hammond bomb right there, trying to separate the team, however, too far back for it to really do anything. The teams coming back will get affected. That'll be a Arisa going down to defend with a double kill. That'll be the res hour by combat onto Warrior Wolf. Space Rocket will kill the MJ, and that'll be Elo if we're killing Weeaboo. It's not looking good right now for Neptune, just trying to slave it out on the objective as long as they possibly can. Shader gets a kill on this combat, and now albeit as Defengi and Space Rocket even it out against Neptune. Voltage capping the first point on Blizzard World.
Very well done from Voltage too. Even though they were losing early on in that fight, they were making sure that they were cycling their players in and out. So that allowed for those respawns to keep going without giving up contention of the point. So as Neptune keeps filtering off the point, and it will slowly start to build up until you've got everybody back and you're already coming back with more people than what Neptune had. And it just ended up working out so greatly for them.
Definitely. I mean, Eloworth is an absolute monster right now. He's just absolutely slaying, but Weeaboo will take him out. And could this be the rise of Neptune? Space Rocket will kill into MJ as he is on the point on his own. Risa Hog playing on this right-hand side. The res coming out onto Elo Earth. That'll be huge right there as all 6 players are now back up for Voltage. Neptune having to fall back right there. There's too much damage is being spread out. There'll be the Hammer will come in out. The pull will come in. Crit will kill the Caterpie. That one might be huge for Voltage, but the drop the beat will come out from Voltage. Elo Earth will kill into Crit. And it's not looking good right now for Neptune as they do have to carry on falling back. As Elo Earth gets killed on Weology. They will place the bongo, try and hold as much as they can. But that'll be Voltage with an answer back with their own bongo. And hold as long as they can. Space Rocket with a double kill. Elo Earth finish off as gets killed into combat.
Sorry, I wasn't really watching right there. Stuff came up in the Discord and I had to look at it. Ooh, but nice pickup off of Drazitic though.
That'll be an instant refrag as he does get a kill, and as he gets res as well. So all of that for nothing technically.
But I think one of the big things we have to look here is we see Weebology. He has this Dragon Blade. And that could be a major game-changing and stabilizing ult.
Dragon Blade goes in. Will be able to find anyone. Players are spreading out. BMJ with a kill onto Rocket Space. We have Weology with a kill at Elo Earth. That'll be a double kill for Neptune. Now they have to just live this, and this will be it. This could potentially be big for them at stabilizing and holding this point instead of getting absolutely rolled through. Nice hook right there onto Defengi. And it's looking like Neptune will be taking this fight out as Weeaboo gets a kill on Defengi, finishing off as he tries to escape. But Elo Earth once again with a pick bar combat will get the res off, and that'll be the res onto Defengi as Elo Earth gets killed on Weology. It's just once again Elo Earth being the absolute star player, holding out as best he can. That'll be it as Warrior Wolf gets trapped in a corner. Space Rocket killed the Drazatics, and that'll be MJ also falling on Warrior White Wolf, and Crit also falling right there, and it's not looking good once again for Voltage. They had the... No, it's looking good for Voltage. Jeez, dude. And Neptune, and not looking good for them right there. Try to hold as long as they possibly can. Look like they had the advantage, but however did collapse towards the end. Bob coming in, that'll be Defengi killing himself by accident. That'll be it as Neptune do drop the beat, however there will be a Bob in the back line trying to shoot, and that'll be also the bongos once again getting placed. Fill out very, very quickly. That'll be a huge hold as they do switch off to the Diva. That'll be a huge hold for Neptune, and Voltage, however, will get a double kill. That'll be Dratz with a kill on the Shredder, however they do answer with a double kill of their own. Neptune look like they might be able to hold this, they do pick up a double kill. However, Caterpie will answer with a res onto the Arisa of Voltage.
And what's major here is those early picks, though, onto Voltage into that fight. Although, this nice supercharger, that's going to provide so much damage for Voltage right now.
It will be destroyed by MG right there, and there'll be a huge Hammond bomb separating the teams as much as possibly can. It's not looking good right now for any of the players. There'll be Shadow with a kill on two. The Warrior Wolf, there'll be a Blade coming now, and there'll be Elo Earth falling. There'll be Space, almost going down to Space, will however live. There'll be a Res as well onto Elo Earth. Point to being held as long as possible can defend you with a kill. And it's not looking good right now as Voltage look like they're able to cap that point, and they do!
And what we're seeing here is Voltage is just coming in. They are cycling out their players so effectively, making sure that they always have somebody on the point at any given time. Neptune just can't answer back. What they're going to have to do is they really have to make sure that they are forcing Shader and Defenji away from that point. You get rid of the tanks, and everyone else is going to be pretty easy pickings. Elo Earth is capitalizing off the distraction that these tanks are making. And because what we saw there is Weebology was definitely going after Elo Earth a few times, making him his prime target. So we know that Neptune is aware of what Elo is doing, but the tanks are just providing so much space, providing such a big distraction that Elo is just capitalizing off of that and making sure that he is getting the picks that need to be done.
Definitely. I mean, it's just how much of a difference Elo Earth actually puts in, and Space Rocket also popping off that game. They're both on the double sniper, though against a barrier isn't exactly the greatest ordeal. It still is proven to put work in. It's very interesting to see, but effectively what's happening is the DPS, like you said, are putting in so much work because these tanks are the main focus for Neptune. They're focusing too hard on Defenji, who's disrupting the team comps, to even worry about the DPS. And even if they do put their focus into the DPS, Defenji's just going to come out of nowhere and instantly just knock you out of the path, and then potentially you're going to get sniped by one of them. So it's mad to see how well they play together with the tanks and the DPS.
And this is like the teamwork that we didn't necessarily see in that first week. I mean, we definitely see some high-level gameplay against the Horsemen, but we just saw, I think, Voltage just fall apart a little bit. They weren't as communicating as they normally were. I don't think they were running their major players like they normally do.
Yeah, definitely.
A nice early pick out of Drazidic, though.
There'll be a double kill for Neptune, however. I'll be even up, but MJ will get a kill, and albeit as it does get even up once again. That'll be Weebology, we're going to kill the Space Rocket. That means it's now in favour of Neptune. Neptune could pull this back as Crit dies, and now be a Risa falling as quick as a double kill. And look at that. Voltage on the dive comp just absolutely slammed Voltage. That was amazing. That was the first time I think we've ever actually seen a really well coordinated team fight from Neptune actually work so well in their favour. They picked their targets, they picked them well, and they won that fight ultimately.
Now we actually do see this dive composition now, and they're running a proper dive. And as we see, they are focusing on taking down Elo, keeping him out of this fight as best as they can.
Definitely. Now, what you can see right here is this. The focus is so much on the dive that the point is just being pushed by the Lucio. That nobody's even realizing it. And I love the fact that they've chosen dive to definitely tackle down Elo. I think that was a better choice than trying to get someone like Weebology to try and focus him on something like a Widowmaker, especially when he's better, when he's usually the one who's getting a lot more better picks than you are. So trying to go on a comp to try and counter him rather than putting one person to try and put that pressure on him, it's a very good choice. And that'll be also, as Space Rocket gets taken out by Drastics, but Weebology will also fall to Elo Earth. There'll be a huge pulse on to Elo Earth. That'll be the res on the Weebology. This could be it right now for Neptune. They could win another team fight. It's absolutely huge from what we're seeing right now. Even with the counter of the Reaper from Voltage, they're still not falling. They're still playing absolutely amazing, picking out the Orisa on their own. Now Hog left all alone will be chasing him down, taking him out as much as they possibly can. It's just huge right now. Their dive comp is absolutely insane. Neptune are really surprising. on
You
this
can definitely
side
tell
coming
the communication has gone up so much. This Winston is definitely calling their shots, making sure that they are attacking exactly who they want to attack. Winston making sure those targets are getting pinpointed, and everybody else immediately collapses onto them as soon as that Winston dives in.
Definitely, now that counter spate. Soccer will get a kill onto the Warrior Wolf, but will get res. There'll be a huge bomb coming in. It will find no one as the Immo does get placed down, but the blade will come in now. Nothing to hold them back. We're all going to kill the Kingerin. Now we also Warrior Wolf popping his ult right there, but with the Hog trying to push him back, but MJ will get a kill on the Shedders. As Mistress of Res will not find anyone. Defender will get a kill on the Weebrology. It's looking like Neptune might actually be able to win this once again. This is huge, but the Death Blossom will come out. We'll be fighting Warrior Wolf as Eluf gets killed onto combat. MJ dropping the beat right there, trying to keep up Neptune as long as they possibly can. MJ with a double kill. That's absolutely huge from MJ. This could be it. Neptune could cap the point. Hog trying to contest now for his dear life. Same with Arisa. Rogue on cut. Critic gets a kill. Diva Bomb. Another Diva Bomb will come out. How will not find anyone as it is blocked by a barrier. Moira now trying to contest the point from the behind. Albeit as she has fall. No one to contest. And albeit Neptune capped the second point. This is absolutely huge how well they're playing right now. Even with mobile counters, they're still doing amazing.
Definitely a major change that we see out of Neptune right now. It is almost like night and day how much they've changed between just the last round and this one.
Definitely. I mean, even against counters, they're still doing amazing work. They're still putting in that work. And that's what I'm finding amazing right now, because where was this? The last map and the rounds before. Like, this is nuts. Huge pulse bomb! They can go in off of this. The Hog ult will come out, however, pushing them back. MJ will fall. They can still fight though. This is even right now, but Defenji will get a kill on the Weebrology. All they can do right now is push the card as long as they possibly can, get out and get ready for this next fight. They still have loads of time ahead of Voltage. They don't need to stress, but Winston will carry on diving in instead of trying to dive out. Very, very bold move right there. Now tries to retreat and gets picked out. We are a Wolf, Girl will fall to Space Rock in, so will Katsuki fall to... Will get a kill onto Dratix. Elowith picking up Quid, finishing off that team fight. Neptune now have to fall back and come at this once again in a different approach.
Neptune really definitely was targeting the right people there, but what happened is Voltage, they came back. They were making sure that they kept those key targets, their supports, and Elo Earth out of the way of that Winston and that Diva, making sure that those three people were staying alive. That is what allowed Voltage to come away with that win in that team fight.
Huge drop the beat right there coming into this next fight. That'll be a huge Dragon Blade coming out, no more as well to protect them. That'll be a kill on the Quiggin, and that'll be a kill on the Space Rocket. This could be it, this is their time. And that'll be a triple kill for Weebrology right there. Defend you have a killing Warrior Wolf, trying to get that res off, however, and doesn't get it off. That'll be a double kill from Neptune as well, as they do try and clear this up. Push this cat. Now, what I find interesting is what Voltage have potentially tried doing is they've tried to play a lot more close to each other. Elo's not on his own, so they're a lot more harder to dive, but those huge Genji blades coming out right now from Weebrology is absolutely showing why he is a good Genji, and it's really, really good. There'll be a huge bomb coming in. We'll find Elo Earth, but there'll be a res well from combat as Quid comes back up into the fight. But Space Rocket we're going to kill under Drazitix.
But like you were saying, we see that Voltage is starting to play more together, and against dive, that's a smart thing, but when you've got going against the Genji who is getting these Dragon Blades so consistently and so fast, you kind of feed into him. Like, you put all these massive bodies right in the way of a Dragon Blade that all he has to do is hold down that trigger, and he's gonna pump out so much damage. He doesn't have to worry about aiming for his shots or pinpointing targets, he just has to swing.
Definitely, and it looks like Neptune is slowly slowing down, but they will find their target on the right-hand side. But Warrior Wolf getting picked off. They have to get out of this. They have one last team fight. They need to back away and get ready for this next team fight, this last team fight, in order to actually win this. I mean, D-Neck onto Critty, might as well just feed himself away. They've only got one last team fight. They have to regroup. They have to get ready for this. But however, just no space is being allowed right now. Voltage even pushing them to their spawn. Space Rocket trying to push up, same with that Hog. They're just trying not to give them any space whatsoever, make them as uncomfortable as they possibly can. Pushing up right here, the fight's about to break out.
Neptune doesn't look like they really know what they want to do here.
Eloworth looking like the main target. Are they going to C9 this though? That'll be a huge drop to beat to get on that cart. The cart now will be touched. MJ will kill the Fenji. Backline now will start to get an assault, but that'll be a huge death bottom from Space Rocket. Gonna kill the Warrior Wolf. The Warrior Wolf will however come back up. Eloworth gets killed on the grids. That'll be a huge amp matrix. However, Baptiste will get taken out from statistics. And so then the C9 up coming out, but however, no, they get back on the cart. Trying to hold as much as they can. Eloworth with a double kill and Shadow with a kill onto Drazitix. Eloworth with a triple kill on the Warrior Wolf. There'll be a Blade coming up, but it's not enough. And that'll be Voltage picking up the second map.
And what was a major mistake, though, that Neptune did, is they were starting to get a little flustered. They had the Roadhog coming in from one side, they had the Widowmaker up in the distance. They didn't know what they wanted to do. We saw Warrior Wolf on that Winston trying to decide, do I want to go after the Winston? Do I want to go after the Roadhog? No, he's probably gone away right now. Do I want to go after the Widow? No, because she's too far away. Like, they didn't know in that last... It didn't look like they knew exactly what they wanted to do in that last push. Which I think is what caused them to end up wasting a little bit too much time and not having much use in that final 30 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what you've got to remember as well was that towards the end, we saw Voltage kind of switch up and decide to play a lot more defensive, a lot more together, which was a definitely good call. Eloworth even playing behind the barriers now, trying to deal with Neptune. And the only way they could get in was using those Dragon Blades, which was an optimal thing to use to try and get in and win those team fights. But when you rely so much on an ultimate, and when you don't have it, you're going to lose. As we saw towards that last fight, they popped their ults, they went on the right side. Their whole goal was, okay, we're going to drop the beat onto the objective, you're all going to touch, me and D are going to go behind and take out Eloworth. That was their plan. You saw that happen. But what happened was, as soon as they went into the backline, they smacked Eloworth straight back towards his team. So rather than pushing him away from his team, securing the kill, they just pushed him into the team, where then he was then supported by everyone. And then from that, he was just raining terror on them, getting a triple kill, absolutely just finishing them off.
Absolutely. Like, they were trying to really utilize that Genji, but Voltage knew exactly what the plan was. And they made sure that they weren't giving him much space, just to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
Definitely. I mean, you even saw what they were doing there, not even allowing Neptune to have space. As soon as the team fight would be ended, you saw the likes of Space Rocket and Defenji just push at their spawn. They were like, okay, listen, we're not going to give you any space, so you can pick your targets, look out for. I'm guessing that was in order so that they couldn't focus their attention on Eloworth and see Eloworth and plan what their attack was. By applying that pressure, it's that constant fear of, oh god, is Hog going to be on our left? Is Reaper going to be on our left? We need to go check. And that's the sort of pressure that Voltage applies to the teams. And this is exactly what they do to get inside their head. They bring an awareness to them that just absolutely destroys Neptune. And when Neptune actually go looking and they don't find anyone, that deters them to go looking again. The next fight. And then in the next fight, they're actually there. Which means then they're getting massive value. And this is exactly what Voltage is striving off of right here.
And we're actually going to see Neptune make a few swaps in here. We see a Death Unbound coming in for the tank role. And we also see Drazitix staying on the DPS, but we also see Axcrid once again coming onto that DPS role, with both supports being swapped out for Numalisa and Nidorius. So these could be some big changes out of Neptune, although Voltage is changing up their composition just a little bit.
What's interesting to me is they took out Weeabooology, which means, are they not going to go for a dive comp here? Because if they were going to go for a dive comp once again, wouldn't it make most sense for them to play with Weebuology on the Genji?
And I believe we need to wait on one person from Voltage, because I think Shanzi is going to try and join.
Okay. Oh no, he's already in. He's like 2 slots under us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like hidden.
Oh, there he is. I was like, what the... I see him now. Alright, so we do see some swaps come in. We see Shader actually being swapped out, and Shanzi coming in. We also see Kingren switching over to the tank role. Another player switching from support to tank. Last time we saw MJ switch from tank to support. This time we see Voltage doing it.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I do like the fact how they do swap roles in, but I'm all about not doing something like that because of how consistency works. Like, if you're just switching up players, surely you lose that consistency that they all have, that synergy that you've just worked on that last match. But it also means, I guess, that players aren't burnt out. They aren't necessarily just playing over and over again, getting frustrated with each other. So I guess it is a nice fresh. But I think when you get over that conflict, especially in Neptune's case, when towards the end we really saw them shine. Now getting rid of that and them having to rebuild the communication again might be a bit iffy for them, and that might ultimately lead to their downfall.
Very much so. I mean, I'm a fan about swapping people's roles because it keeps things different, so the enemy team isn't really ever able to predict exactly what you're going to do. But like you're saying, it can hold that synergy unless you've really been practicing with these specific roles and making sure people on these roles know what they're doing and that they have played with these roles together. It can hold that synergy. It happens so often.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm also a fan of all those flex players, because like if you can flex that role, you're pretty good at synergizing on the fly. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Voltage brings to the table with these few swaps. I mean, they didn't really swap the DPS at all. Space Rocket and Elo Earth are still the 2 DPS. Defenji's still on that tank, and Katabi is still on the support role. The really only the ones they swapped was they put Sean in onto the support and then swapped Kingren to the tank. So not much is really changing. Whereas Neptune, they've had a few swaps. They've put in Death Unbound now. They've swapped out both supports, and now Axcrit is back onto the DPS role.
It's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I am against it, but I'm also with it. Because I'm just a little bit concerned for Neptune swapping out every single time.
And both teams are ready to go, so let's go into map number 3, which is Paris. Oh, one of everyone's favorite maps. It was so exciting when we heard about Paris, mainly because of the piano. But then you played on it, and I think it was almost like unanimous that everyone just hated this map. Like, didn't it feel that way?
I guess, yeah.
It's like, I played on it my first time when it first came out, and I was like, I don't like this map.
Like, I've explained this in the last thing. The problem with Paris is that, like, traditional assault maps is the first point you're supposed to let it be. It's supposed to be quite open, one choke point, done, right?
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be. But on this map, it's very open. Oh yeah, on this map, it's very open. whatever, right? But on something like Hanamura, it's not as open. It's very choky. But then on the second point on Hanamura, it's very close combat. It's very choky. On this map, it's kind of the opposite. This is very choky and very not many spots for you to exactly go through except for the one area. And then the last area is very open, so many places for you to go. So to me, it's very weird. And if you really think about it, it's kind of got the same layout as Hanamura, with that main structure in the middle, and in the top right then I'm in like that window sort of area over the roof. So it's a little bit weird, but this map, the problem with it is just the rotations of everything. It's just very strange to rotate.
It really can be.
I mean, as you can see, Elo Earth on Bastion, that's a role he probably wouldn't be playing usually. But the bunker comp is just so well supported for this. That'll be a dive coming in. It's a smart idea though against a Mei and a Bastion. It doesn't look like it's going to get killed right there. That'll be Baptiste from Voltage going to kill Defend You with a kill Nidora. Space Rock with a kill onto Drazatics. Elo Earth with a kill on the Crid right there. And that'll be the push from Neptune. Shut down, running a dive comp right there also.
Yeah, and we definitely. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with stuff within the Discord again because there's another game that is actually being played at 8 o'clock. It is the Seattle Senpais versus Millennium. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to release that score in case you aren't in the Discord. But we do see that what Voltage was doing there is they're using this Bastion and just keeping him protected, it looks like. It's so hard to really push into a very protected Bastion.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that Mei, it's going to make it extremely more choky. They have to take even more caution trying to speed around just to even get a chance at the Bastion. As we can see now, they're all stuck on that right-hand side as they're just pickings. But that'll be Drastic with a kill. They have to fall back now. That'll be actually the res, who'll actually be even back up. But Elo Earth with a kill on the Bastion. This could be huge on no res as well. Could this be Neptune trying to push Mercy all alone? Mercy will get picked out with Space Rocker with a kill onto Numa Lisa?
I think that's how you say it.
He's like the whack. That'll be a huge wall blocking off the Rhine. A huge dragon though to cover that Rhine so he doesn't get killed by the Mei. Falcon Battle Mercy from the skies right there. Huge slam will find Mei and Baptiste. Holding out as fast as he can. And Matrix, however, will take down. Win is also a male on the objective. A Crid with a double kill. Could this be the time for Neptune to push the huge res from Numa Lisa onto Death and Bound? Drastic with another kill onto Elo Earth. That will mean that he cannot set back up and get back to the point and stop this. Fall on the on the point also, as well as Mei holding out as long as possibly can. That'll be Drasatics with a kill on Defenji, and that'll be Drasatics with another kill on the Space Rocket. It's looking like this first point's going to be Neptune as no players from Voltage try to push up and contest it.
And the most disappointing part of that was Elo Earth came in with that Bastion ultimate, trying to get a few picks, possibly trying to save the point, but he got zero value out of it. I don't think he even hit a single shot with it. He used most of it just to get into position and then missed the two shots that he had. So you had zero utilization and just use out of that Bastion ultimate, and he swapped off it almost immediately.
I think the whole goal was just to switch anyway. So at the end of the day, even though it was a bit of a waste, it wasn't a complete waste.
That's most likely what it was, but it's just disappointing to see zero use.
Yeah, it would have been huge if we could come back, but Quiver would come to Space Rocket. This is time to push. That'll be a huge ult come out of wall. We'll get hooked by the Fenji. Huge beat drop though, as two players do drop from Neptune trying to hold as much as can. That'll be a Grav Dragon combo, dropping 3 players from Voltage. Elo with a double kill though, trying to even it back up. Trying to hold it out as long as possible can. Elo left on all alone. 2 players from Neptune left alive now on the point, as they will get 1 tick, possibly a second tick. No, they will not. As Mercy comes in, there'll be a huge team kill as well from Neptune.
Neptune support.
Doing really good right here. Huge hack. Will be the shutdown as Numa Lisa falls to Chauncey. And Logistics, we're going to kill on the Catty B. That'll be a res on the Catty B, so that will be it. Neptune have to come out right here, regroup, get ready for the next fight, and take it head on.
And the major thing there is you have to realize Neptune only had their supports left on that point after that team kill. I mean, they were able to cap quite a bit of it, but 2 supports aren't really going to do too much when the rest of your team is coming back from spawn. And in Paris, that attack spawn for point 2 is so far away.
Yeah, definitely. And especially, like, having something like a ball come out as well, trying to face you, it's just not a nice time. Logistics with a double kill, Space Rock with a kill on the Nidorus, though. That will even it up, and it's not looking like Neptune can use this as an actual push, as the main tank does go down. However,
Neptune definitely pushing out there now.
Definitely. However, Neptune have 3 ults online, coming up with 4. This could be huge for them. But if Def and Bound can hit a huge shatter, this could be endgame for Voltage.
Or, what's even possible is if they could destroy Kingren's shield. Now, if they're able to force out the Immortality field and then take out Kingren's shield, they just have to, like, wait for X-Crit to get the Deadeye if she were able to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a huge slam, but that'll be the Defender ulting behind EOLIF with a kill into Def and Bound. It's not going to find him, and EOLIF finishing it off with a double kill! Triple kill from Elo Earth, absolutely huge! Defender finishing up with a kill to Crid. It's so disappointing, man. You see Neptune, they gain a bit of ground, the most slightest bit of ground, and it instantly gets shut down by Elo Earth. It's so disappointing to see this. Or even if it's not that, it's the flanking hog of Defenji. Once again, Elo Earth with a really nice early kill. Neptune haven't got the time to fall back and regroup. They have to push you. And there'll be another kill. Neptune absolutely getting destroyed right here. There'll be 3 players from Neptune falling. 2 of the tanks and 1 of supports left remaining. They have to push in you. They've got no other time. Lucio will be coming back, however, trying to touch. Huge Amp Matrix coming in. There'll be a huge EMP, but it's nothing! As Neptune cannot come back in and touch the objective.
And what it looks like I'm noticing is the issue with Neptune right now is they can get the momentum going, and once they do, they start to pop off, and they get massive numbers of kills, and they're able to make massive pushes. But as soon as they lose that momentum, they kind of tend to start to fall apart a little bit. They start to get a little flustered, possibly even start losing that communication that they had previously, and it just ends up costing them. So I think in order for Neptune, in order to keep this going, they need to take that moment to regroup and just settle down, figure out their plan of attack, and make sure that they are following through with it. If they need to figure out who the major threat is, such as on that last point, Elo Earth was one of the major threats, and Kingren, in my opinion, was one of those major threats, so they needed to focus down those 2 targets. The rest of them would have fallen pretty easily after. You can force out an Immortality field and immediately destroy that.
Definitely. I mean, I think ultimately Voltage are slightly better than Neptune. I think we can quite arguably say that. But I think there are a few things that Neptune can do that they're just not doing. Like you said, applying pressure onto the wrong targets, I feel like is a very big issue for Neptune. That pressure isn't being applied in the right areas. Very slow setup of a bunker comp. Every team plays in the traditional area. Usually, in the high levels of Overwatch League, usually they play in the back right. So it's interesting to see how most teams actually set up here. Ball coming in to try and knock one off. Doesn't actually knock... Oh, actually knocks a Sigma off. This could be huge if they actually capitalize and they follow on to the Sigma, but it doesn't look like the Sigma's going to be able to get away. That's a really early immortality that could make them suffer. The Logistics with a kill on a King Creek, and that'll be Caterpie with a kill on the Warrior Wolf, Crids with a kill on the Space Rocket. It's looking like Voltage have to pull out right, but Voltage with a huge pick. Logistics, Elo Earth goes on the flank on the left hand side. just a constant spam damage from Elo Earth right now from the right hand side is just too much, and they have to drop up the high ground, defend you with a slam kill, and now it'll be Voltage picking up 4 kills now, pushing on to the point, capping it for their own, getting that a lot more quicker than Neptune did.
And something that we have to also realize is Elo Earth, a lot of the time when he's using this Widow, he's not doing it for the pick, he's doing it for the damage. It's the spam of that sniper that keeps the attention on where that Widow is. And if you keep the attention on that Widow, you can forget about the flankers, such as this Junkrat coming in from the back.
Absolutely huge. But that will not be good for the holds. A huge Bastion ult coming from Crid trying to take him down. Warrior Wolf getting a kill on the KTB right there as Crid falls to Space Rocket. That'll be a huge res on the KTB from Shawnzy. Def NG with a kill on the Def and bounce Space Rocket right now as Voltage is actually just clearing up against Neptune. KTB with a double kill onto Numa Lisa. Drosistics, Elo with a double kill onto Warrior Wolf, and Crid is not looking good right now as they cap the point, and that'll be Voltage with the 3rd map.
And that would also be a win for Voltage. Now, we will still go to map 4, as map score is very important. But we do see Voltage is going to walk away with the win in this matchup. Now, do you think it's at all possible that that Neptune could take this 4th map?
I always hit my mark.
I mean, there is opportunity, and as I said, they're not. To be fair to Neptune, they're still putting one hell of a fight against Voltage. I'm sure Voltage are really feeling their pressure, but I don't know. Like I said, there are small little mistakes that Neptune just keep making, that Voltage keep exploiting over and over again. And I don't know. They definitely could, but this is a huge map for Widowmaker. And when you have Elo Earth who exists, not a good time. This is also another good map for pirate ships that we also saw both teams rocking, so who knows? I think this map could go either way. I think it depends on what sort of comps come out from Neptune. Will decide if they do actually get the win or not.
It's, like you said, it's definitely one of those big maps for pirate ship, but it's also a massive Widow map, so I feel like they might be running Drasitic once again onto that Widowmaker, trying to keep Elo Earth under control, but he's just having a tough time because Voltage just looks like they are really making sure they are keeping Elo Earth uncontested. They don't want to lose this player. So I feel like it's definitely a difficult time right now for what they're doing. So it looks like though Neptune's going to be swapping some things up. Okay, so they're actually going to keep the same tanks, but we're going to see the DPS and the supports switch up just a little bit. We're going to see Weeb come back in, as well as Nidorius actually switching over into the DPS role with Xcrid and Nomalisa playing on the support. So Xcrid once again back onto that support role, but now we're seeing Nidorius come into the DPS. So that might be a big change, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, controller died.
Yeah, Crid's been swapping around quite a lot today. He's been from tank to DPS to now support. So I'm interested to see how they utilize that.
100%. It's gonna be very interesting how they're gonna use Xcrid onto the support. Well, we've seen what Xcrid can do on that support role. What I'm more curious about is what is Nidorius gonna do on that DPS role.
Who knows? Could put more work than we're even imagining.
Quite possibly. It could be like the dream team right here of Weebology and Nidorius coming out of Neptune, and this could possibly give them that map 4 win that will help them out in the standings.
Hmm.
I mean, it's still early on, so standings are going to fluctuate so much, but every map counts when it comes to the standings. So you've got to make sure that you're trying to take as many maps as you can, is that even though you've lost the match, you still play that last map the best you can. I don't know. I'm actually gonna put my bet on Neptune in this one. I kind of want to see them win.
I really want to see them win, but I don't know. Voltage have been so dominant, and they've definitely shown Neptune that they want to play the game how they want to play it. They're not going to play how Neptune wants to play it. So I don't know.
And
I do have faith in Neptune, but just Voltage is just in my head.
Well, both teams are ready to go, so let's go into our fourth and final map, which is Junkertown. Now, if we do that list of our favorite maps on our podcast, Junkertown's going to be on it for me. I love Junkertown.
Same. No, wait. Actually, no. I actually just realized I hate Junkertown.
Wow, harsh words.
Yeah, now I think about it, I actually hate Junkertown compared to most maps. Top 3 worst maps for me are Horizon, Paris, Junkertown. So,
yeah.
it's just maps like this that just doesn't make sense to me. Like I'm a Ryan player, so I like being in a choke, swinging through a choke, stopping you from coming through that choke and then hitting a huge shatter. This is so much open space for you just to get hit from everywhere. You can't do anything. It's annoying.
I don't know. I just really like Junkertown. Okay, if you don't know me,
you like Junkrat, that's why.
Junkrat is one of my favorite, is my all-time favorite character. He has been ever since I started this game. I have always loved him. I just like Junkertown, not just because it's Junkrat's map. I love the lore of Overwatch, and I just like seeing different places in this world that Blizzard created.
Fair enough. A Hammond Sigma comp coming out. Not very traditional. But who knows? It could work in their favour. Either if we were killing a Weebology, I'll be Notorious also collapsing on Bastion right there. That's not looking good. It's already not looking good for Neptune.
I feel like they're running this Hammond Sigma composition kind of to just enable the DPS. Because
Definitely.
you see the Soldier and you see the Widow, those are 2 hit scans, so this Hammond, using that power driver, can push people in the air, giving them ample space for Elo Earth and for Space Go just to deal the damage that needs to be done.
Defend you with a Satsu big slam, and Elo Earth just getting these headshots over and over again. Not looking good, like I said, once again for Neptune. Neptune's getting absolutely just rolled through right now. Space Rocket with the huge picks, also just the absolute damage that's coming off from Voltage. Neptune just can't do anything to even stand a couple of seconds with the amount of damage that is coming from Voltage.
No one can hide.
It's
You have that hole in your backline knocking you about. It's just not a nice time.
It's a very tough time for Neptune right now. Who knows, maybe we saw those swaps out of Neptune because they just kind of wanted to have fun and give some people a chance to play on different roles.
Maybe. That could also be a thing. But it's looking like Neptune, with that kill right there, might be able to push up right here and use this as a way. But no, it's not looking good right now. They're just collapsing and caught them in the room. Completely collapsing. That Sombra pick could be huge, but it's just not looking good for them. Voltage capping the second point. 5 minutes 50 on the clock for them.
And what's major going on with Voltage right now is they are just really abusing the use of this Hammond, allowing him to create so much space and forcing people out of the way, forcing them out of position. It's just a nuisance for them.
Definitely has a huge pile drive right there. We'll get a bit of damage off. That'll be Elo Earth getting taken out by Warrior Wolf. This could be the time to push up with one of the DPS gone. New Melissa getting res as well by Crid. This could be it. They're all up. This could be the time for them to push in and essentially win their first team fight against Voltage, but it's not looking like they're going to play very, very more passive. That'll be a huge attack visor from behind, but the huge immortality comes out. He'll go down deaf and bound with a kill on the Space Rocker. Right, there's a fight that's break out. That'll be a huge red from Sean to the Space Rocker. Catsby also gets a kill on the Nidoras. Warrior Wolf getting a kill on the Fenji. It's looking like it's a very big ball right here. Warrior Wolf another kill. Elo Earth taking out Webiology, however. Very, very messy fight right now. Warrior Wolf another kill. He's actually putting in a lot of work right here.
And what's coming out of that was that hack onto the Hammond. They made sure to take out that Hammond very quickly, and that means you take out that background nuisance, and all you have to do is worry about the front line. And as you see, once that Hammond goes down, Voltage tends to start backing out.
I mean, there'll be a double kill from Elo Earth right there. That'll be Warrior Wolf though picking him off. That's actually huge. There'll be a huge whole hog coming out as well. Try and push them back, trying to hold this point. Huge mail as well to keep them from touching this objective. I will not freeze anyone as Hammond does put his ult behind. Will not find anyone else. So huge attack visor coming out. Will be get walled off. Will be running off to the right side of it. Huge EMP is going to shut them down. Space Rocket though getting a kill. It'll be a triple kill for Voltage. But Neptune will carry on pushing as the res comes out onto New Melissa. Huge Sig ult right here. We'll be lifting 2 players, slam them down. One will die and I'll be finished from New Melissa. Trying to hold it now. However, Voltage just looking at the midfield to push. They will finish up the fight and Voltage will be pushing now onto Neptune.
But the biggest concern there was Voltage needed to use almost every ultimate. The only one they're really going to have coming into this next fight is the Valkyrie, which they're going to pop like right away.
Definitely, there'll be a huge bongo though, but I will be taken out instantly from Space Rocket. Elo Earth will pick on the Death and Bound. Space Rocket will kill onto Warrior Wolf. And there'll be a huge res from Sean to getting back up the Sigma for his team. Defenji will kill the Weebiology. Huge sub for Defenji getting the kill the Crit. And that'll be it as Voltage kept the point with 3 minutes on the clock.
3 minutes exactly, wow.
That's absolutely huge. Like I said, Voltage is just so dominant compared to Neptune. And that's nothing against Neptune. It's just Voltage are playing out of their minds. They have Elo Earth and Space Rocket, 2 really, really good DPS, just absolutely decimating. Just playing so much pressure. You have Defenji then coming in and knocking around all your compositions, and it's just no wonder why you're just slowly just losing it. Because of the fact that you just don't know who you should be focusing. You want to focus Elo Earth, but you've got Defenji coming into your backline and just obstructing you.
Yeah, and what I think is the biggest problem here is they really need to put pressure on Elo. We keep saying it, but it's just, this Widowmaker is doing so much work. It is keeping pressure onto the people that need pressure put onto them. And then if you're not focusing on Elo, he's just popping off damage if not getting the picks. Now, I do have to give it though to Voltage's supports and their tanks. Like, both of those roles, they are doing an incredible job. Voltage's tanks, Defenji especially, being that backline nuisance, constantly going around those flank routes. Then you've got Kingren right now, playing on these main tanks. Was the Sigma, now the Orisa. Those shield placements are perfect, making sure that it's protecting the right people. Then you've got the 2 main supports, Shanzi and Caterpie, or whatever it is. They're just keeping everybody up. Somebody needs healing, they're right there, making sure that they're staying up. It's so hard for Neptune to really make any headway.
Definitely. That'll be a huge kill right there. Defenji falling from Nidorus right there. Cat coming in and will be falling. This isn't looking good right now for Voltage, but Neptune might actually have a ground right as they do take out the first player of Voltage. Eloworth though getting a double kill, saying no to Neptune's push right there. It's not looking good, but there'll be a huge freeze coming in, but will happen. Arisa will go golden and go really, really deep into the back line. Eloworth will pick on Nidorius right there. That is not looking good right here as a Defenji flanks from the right hand side, gets a huge hog hook in there and taking out the Arisa, Deaf and Bound falling from Defenji.
And it didn't look like that hog was really going for a flank. It looked like he was just trying to make sure to take out that Arisa, since the Arisa got so far out of position. He just wanted to capitalize on that kill and make sure that they fall. But a massive hook though!
These hooks on Defenji are really defining how this match is going right here. His hooks have actually been massively on point.
100%. It looks like, though, Neptune, they've got to step something up. They have to figure out what they're doing wrong, because they're just getting picked so easily.
Definitely, that'll be Eloworth for killing the Weebiology. Ant Matrix coming in trying to get as much damage, but that's nothing. As Eloworth gets a kill on the Death One, and Nidorus gets a kill on the Eloworth. However, Eloworth will get a huge, will get raised right this. That means he can carry on Rampage to get a revenge kill on Nidorus right there. Eloworth with a triple kill. Meaning that Neptune after collapse back with Weebiology with killing Defenji, but will not be anything as King gets a kill on a new Melissa. That'll be Eloworth popping his infrared sights right there, looking for the enemies so he knows exactly where they are, trying to pinpoint those headshots. Eloworth with a kill on the Crid right there. It's not looking good. Every time Neptune build back up, they get ready for the next push. They get instantly picked off really early by Eloworth. Base Rocker with a kill on the Deaf and Bound also.
Yeah, it's, once again, Eloworth just doing so much. As you guys just saw, Elo just popping in that damage, using those sight lines, making sure that nobody is walking away without taking a little bit of damage.
Definitely 6 ults right there from Neptune going to be using them. Ant Matrix going down, Bongo's going in as well. There'll be a couple of kills, but however, Voltage is answering back with some of their own ults. And it's looking like Voltage are going to win this team fight, which is a bit unfortunate as Neptune did just invest so many resources into that fight and not even winning it. With only 40 seconds on the clock, they have to make a move, make a stand if they want to get this map.
Now the big thing here is, though, Neptune has this EMP, which if they can use the Sombra and put her in the right position, which is going to be especially hard now that that Widow popped that tactical, or not tactical visor, infrasight.
Yeah. I mean, it could be big, like you said, but they're pushing so well. It'll be a huge EMP! Slowing them down, Mercy becoming one hit. We have Weebiology going to kill the King right there. There'll be a huge fluorescence right there. There's a kill on to Shaunzi. Space Rocket will get a kill on the Crid, but Death and Bound will answer back with a kill on the Space Rocket. Trying to push that car right now all the way back at the spawn. There's got a long way to go. Defenji on his own, trying to live as long as he possibly can, getting taken out by Warrior Wolf Girl. And look at that. There will be a Moira in the backline trying to get away. We'll get hacked, however, we'll get away back to their team nice and safely.
And what Neptune did was they used the EMP and they took advantage of it. They pushed straight into the middle of Voltage. So you've got people coming in from around you, but everybody there is hacked. So you know you don't have to worry about shields. You know you don't have to worry about that Widowmaker escaping, so you can take her out, and then you can focus on taking out those tanks.
Definitely, Weebiology will get taken out by Eloworth. Huge Bongo going down. Warrior Wolf will get taken out by King. Eloworth with a double kill, a triple kill from Eloworth. Shaunzi finish up with a kill on the new Melissa, and that'll be Voltage as he wins, and they win all 4 maps.
Very well played from Voltage today. Now, we have some business to take care of, and that is our MVPs from each team.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to give Neptune's, I think, Warrior Wolf. and then Defenji for Voltage.
You're gonna give it to Defenji for Voltage.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of talking Elo ear off.
I mean, Elo Earth is amazing, but you gotta remember is if it wasn't for Defenji, he wouldn't have been as enabled.
Yeah, it was definitely.
And I believe Elo got it last week, so I want to make things fair.
But definitely, Voltage's tanks were definitely providing so much support and enabling Elo Earth to pop off in those situations. And then you said who for Neptune? Warrior Wolf?
Warrior Wolf. Yeah.
You got a reason?
So, I mean, they showed an amazing presence on Junkertown. Their hog was amazing. We even saw huge plays on stuff like Busan. Really showed really well there. Paris was amazing. Obviously on, I can't remember what map was in between Paris and Busan. What map was in between Paris and Busan? Why I just tank this right now? It was Blizzard World.
Yes.
Blizzard World, they didn't. I mean, even their Winston was amazing work. They did really well on Winston as well. So I gotta say that their tank was absolutely amazing. Just their hog was amazing, and their Winston was absolutely amazing as well.
Okay, so I'll agree with those then. So congratulations to Voltage and congratulations to Warrior Wolf and Defenji for our MVPs for this match. Anyway, thank you, Sig, for joining me.
No worries. Happy to do it.
Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. I believe you said you were going to be there tomorrow for the podcast, which will be fun.
I am indeed.
Which, if you guys want to know, I believe we are planning on doing that at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and I believe that's going to... I'm pretty sure that's going to start becoming our regular time for the podcast. That's what it's looking like.
We need a set date and time, I think, so that people are always aware.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the podcast is definitely going to start becoming like every Sunday at 5. That seems to be what's working best for people to get on.
That sounds good to me.
So, thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to see you again next time.